Hey guys, it's Metro, and today we're heading back to F.D.R. State Park. That's right, I'm meeting up with my friends, Senior Hiker 77 and Mike P, to do an overnight camp at the Dead Pine campsite. It does look like there's rain in the forecast, so with that being said, we're probably going to make the most of our time. We're going to bring out some heavier gear, do some gear reviews, and just probably sit around the campfire and share stories. With that being said, let's keep moving. Alright, so we're about to take off to the no-name parking lot to an undisclosed site. I guess it doesn't really matter because it's live. Not live right now, but anyway, we're gonna be heading down to the campsite. Senior Hiker, Metro on the move. Let's keep moving. So it's literally called No Name Parking Lot. Parking for the Dead Pine campsite. A little bit of ruggedness here. Nothing the Civic can't handle. All right, so over here you have an ultralight pack. This is the Z-Packs Arc Haul. And over here you have the Gregory Optic 58. So today's concept, or theme of the video I should say, is all about putting on the pounds. As you can see, this thing is huge. Keep going straight. Okay, so the hatchery pond. Yeah, I remember seeing that when we...
I think you can cut through the hatchery pond, but you want to go straight. This is new here. This is the last time I was there.
0.1 miles. This is a short hike.
Yeah, I told you, it ain't much.
All right, so we are making our way up to the Dead Pine campsite. It's a very short hike from the no-name campsite, or no-name parking lot, I should say, which is kind of strange if you think it's called the no-name. It actually has a name, so it's almost an oxymoron if you think about it. Anyway, so it's a very short hike up to the campsite. Let's keep moving.
Well,
Today I brought the REI Passage 2 tent, which weighs 5 pounds. It's funny laughing about it now, but back in the day I was like, oh, that's super light.
yeah, back in the day, that was before that they had the canvas tent. 10-pound tent. So well, that's the one. That's the tree. It was a nice big pine tree. We'll come the next week and it's on the ground. Tornado twisted it off.
Yeah, it does look like it got twisted.
It twisted right off.
All right, so this is the Gregory Optic 58, and as you can see, I've got all kinds of extra stuff in this pack. Again, the theme of today's show is really all about talking about putting on the pounds, doing what you can with the gear that you got. Don't let anyone pack shame you if you don't have the lightest gear. It doesn't matter. It's all about doing what works best for you and what's the most comfortable, and taking your time. Buy once, cry once. Don't let anyone rush you into the game. Let's keep moving. All right, so we got a scale. Let's go ahead and see what this bad boy weighs.
Can you see? I can't see.
Let's see, it says 28.
28? That's not bad. Can you see it?
It says 29.
Oh, yeah. You think that's heavy, huh?
Yeah. All right, to start, this is my through pack, fanny pack. I normally carry this on the front, but it also has these clips, which gives you a little bit more storage on the outside of your pack. Obviously, you can shift it to your waist later if you want to get rid of the pack and still carry stuff with you. Keep most of my electronics, as well as my headlamp and other things like that, in the through pack. All right, so the first item I'm pulling out is my Patagonia R1 hoodie. This is a fleece I'm gonna keep just in case it gets cool tonight. This is something I normally keep in my pack. Awesome piece of gear. So next up, this is the Outdoor Research Helium 2 rain jacket. It's supposed to rain tonight. In fact, I'm starting to feel that shift in the air. So I probably need to keep this on hand. Up next, this is the Gatewood Cape. This is actually a poncho that actually turns into a shelter. I brought this so I could show Senior Hiker how this works, and we're gonna set this up in a little bit. Inside of here, this is the Enlightened Equipment rain wrap. This might be of interest to you, Senior. Have you seen this before?
Hey, I got a kilt. Is it a kilt?
It's Enlightened Equipment.
Yeah, I got the 3FUL one.
All right. So this is something to obviously keep the rain off of your legs as you are hiking, but you're still gonna get wet. Doesn't matter what.
Yeah, it don't matter what you do, you're gonna get wet. That's right, buddy.
This is another new piece of gear. I've been showing this in a couple different videos. You might have seen this. This is the Copperfield wind pants by Enlightened Equipment. They may look funny, but I tell you what, they keep the wind off your legs, and temperatures will drop down to the 40s and 50s when you're wearing shorts. Great piece of gear. Love these. I'm definitely gonna be doing a review of this sometime soon. Up next here, we have the FlexLight Air Chair. This is actually from REI, weighs 1 pound. It's not actually heavy gear, but this is a luxury item. Love to take this with me, especially when I'm doing some camping, especially when I have a campfire. All right, here it is. Everybody, this is what I was talking about. My first tent that I picked up, the Passage 2 from REI, weighing in right under 5 pounds, but this is a 2-person tent. A lot different than the Fly Creek UL1 tent by Big Agnes. This has a lot more space in it, so looking forward to getting this thing put up. Brought a sit pad. This is actually the first pillow that I had. Not gonna be using this too much, but it's nice to have as a secondary as a pillow. And then I brought this as well. This is the Big Agnes Mountain Glow light system. Put this inside the tent. It's kind of cool effect. This is my ditty bag here. This is the Z-Packs travel bag. It has dual zips. On one side I keep my electronics, on the other side I keep my toiletry items such as my toothpaste, toothbrush, and any other items I need like emergency, electrolytes, Alka-Seltzer, anti-diarrhea pills. Very important to keep that always in your ditty bag. Are you ready for this, Senior? Oh God, I can't believe I brought this. Oh. This is the BV 4500, the BV 450. This is my bear canister. There's no bears out here, but I brought this instead of the Z-Packs bear bag because I wanted to go over the pros and cons of having a bear canister. All of my stuff is inside here in terms of my food, as well as my cook system. We'll open this up in just a few. All right, we got some progress here. Got a tarp. Senior hiker set up over here. Mike P is over there with the 6 Moons design. And here is this old relic, the REI Passage 2. Plenty of room in here, not like that Fly Creek UL1 tent. This is lots of space, looking good. Okay, so this is the Outdoorsman Lab sleeping pad. I actually bought this several years ago per Darwin on the Trail's recommendation. He said if you're looking for a budget sleeping pad, it's ideal. But one of the things that's cool about it is that it actually blows up relatively quickly with only a few breaths. Let's count and see how many breaths it actually takes to blow up. It's like right about 20 breaths. That's not too bad at all. 20.
You'll be dizzy by now.
I am a little dizzy. All right, so next up, this is the Aegis Max sleeping quilt. This is again another recommendation that Darwin on the Trail actually recommended to me about 3 years ago when I was getting all of my stuff cut down to make it a little bit more ultralight. So let's go ahead and take this out and show you what it looks like. So this is the Z-Packs dry roll bag. And then inside is the Aegis Max quilt. I just washed it because this thing was smelling ripe. I used some Nick Wax to wash it. I'll make sure I put a link above, I guess right here. So if you want to check that out, make sure you hit the link. This weighs a little bit over a pound, maybe a little bit less than a pound. It's rated for about 32 degrees. All right, so this is another piece of gear that we're gonna be doing a review on very soon, maybe even today. This is the Montbell Solar Umbrella. It's very lightweight, but also compact, as you can see here. Can you believe this is an umbrella?
No, that's the mini, right?
This is the mini, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up in just a few to show you what this looks like as well. So lots of things we're gonna be looking at here today. Lots of gear reviews, lots of conversations around heavy items, ultralight items, all kinds of things we're gonna throw into the mix. In fact, I think we're gonna do a YouTube live session in just a few, if we have reception. And if you're tuning in to this video, make sure you catch that live video somewhere here. I guess another link up here in the description above. So we're looking at this limb right here, right?
That little limb right there.
You don't think a bear, if it was hungry, could just like nod down like,
I don't know. There ain't no bears out here. I got to keep it away from the trunk of the tree. Keep the squirrels from getting it. That's all.
Those squirrels are quite nutty, from what I've heard.
Yeah, they're nutty. That's cute.
Before we do this, in YouTube land, how many times do you think it's going to take for him to get it? Is it going to be 1, 2, or 3? Price is Right rules. I'm going to go with 2. Oh!
Come on.
Oh, wow. What a pro.
First time? Are you kidding me? It looks a little fishy, man. I don't know. Is that gonna hold the weight?
That hell it last time it did.
All right.
True pro. Sorry you disappointed, Andy.
Looks like I lost the bet in YouTube land. Man, I wish I had something different than ramen noodles for dinner. Oh, perfect. Subway. Awesome. Hey guys, it's Metro, and today we're going to talk about ramen noodles on the trail. In fact, my friend here, Senior Hiker, is making up some poke-style ramen noodles.
La Poke.
La Poke. But today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to make up some food by Trailtopia. It's beef stroganoff ramen noodles, so it's a little bit different than your average ramen noodle, so let's get started. Alright, so there's not really a lot of science here to it. We're just going to make sure we have the right amount of water. It looks like we need to put 1.5 cups boiling water, which is 12 ounces. And again, this is Trailtopia beef stroganoff ramen noodles. Has a sour cream sauce, noodles, and onions in there, but we're also gonna add this freeze-dried beef crumble by Trailtopia. And as you can see here, it doesn't look exactly the best, but get a little bit more protein in there. So let's go ahead and add the water and fire up the stove. Warping going on. We need about 12 ounces.
You just gonna guess at it, Metro?
Yep. Well, it says 10 there. That's good enough. All right, so it looks like our water is definitely boiling, so let's go ahead and turn this off. Simply open the bag like such. Now there is a opening here, but you want to make sure that you get a little packet out of it. This is a pro tip here. Do not make this mistake.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. I'm gonna add some beef, because without it, it's just gonna be the cream sauce and so forth. Oh, almost rookie mistake. That looks good. Put this over to the side. Another pro tip, always put your spoon in the boiling water. Nice way to sanitize it. And just simply dump the water side here and seal it back up. Maybe mix it around a little bit. Okay, so that's nice and sealed up there. But as an extra way to help make sure that it retains the heat, I got this little koozie or cozy pot. Tomato, however you want to say that, and just stick that in there like so. And close it up. Normally you do the other way, but this is a different shaped bag. I'm gonna leave that in there about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, let's see where we're at. It's been about 10 minutes or so. Feels like it's bulked out a little bit here. Well, this may be a fail, buddy.
Really?
Yep, looks like it needs to go a little bit longer. But it's been over 10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it back in there. As you can see, the noodles haven't been completely rehydrated yet, so I'm gonna close this up before I lose the heat. That's not fun.
No, it ain't fun when you have one that fails like that, but I think it's operator error.
Ah, there it is.
They're like my chairs, two chairs make a straight line pointing at me.
All right, so it's been sitting in here a lot longer than 10 minutes at this point. I think it's probably been more like 15, maybe even 20 minutes, because you guys are done with dinner.
Yeah, we're done.
So I think I might be going back to old school ramen. Let's just see what we got here. Now, it looks like it's a little bit girthier, for sure. All right, now we're talking. There's some beef stroganoff.
Yeah, there you go. That looks right.
So beef stroganoff ramen noodles. Let's give it a try. Well, I know the water was hot enough. I know it had time to hydrate.
It's good now?
It's got still a little bit of al dente.
Oh. But you know, Mike likes it like that.
Little bite to it. Or
little hardness to it.
So as you can see, I would say that this is not my favorite ramen. So Trailtopia, I'm sorry. But your beef chili mac was pretty good. But this might need a little bit of work in terms of how it rehydrates the noodles. It's pretty good though. Okay, so the pros and cons of having a bear canister, which is the BV 450 or Bear Vault 450 versus having a bear bag, as you see up there. If I need anything, I can get into it very quickly versus having to constantly pull this thing up and down, as you see there. I don't know if that's very secure. Senior hiker got up there on the first try with his rock bag, but again, with this, all you have to do is just find a nice spot for it and sit it on the ground like such, and you should be good to go. Now, I will say that that bear canister is probably one of the heaviest items I've ever had in my pack. First time using it here at Pine Mountain Trail, taking it out. Kind of expensive too. A bear bag from Z-Packs runs you about $50 with the rock bag and the Z-Line. This ran me, I believe, $70, and not using it that frequently. I don't know if it's been one of my favorite pieces of gear, but again, what I like about it is not having to hang it up every single time I needed to get something to eat. It's a pretty good deal for me. Okay, so I ended up having to move my bear canister, and I'd say another pro to having a bear bag is that you don't have to put it in any type of odor-proof bag. Now with the bear canister, even though it is going to be hard for any animal to get inside of that canister, it's hard for humans to get in a bear canister. You need some sort of odor-proof bag to put the food inside, which I do not have. So as you can see, the bear canister has disappeared, and I have relocated it somewhere a little further away just to stay on the safe side of things.
You put it in my tent.
I put it by Senior Hiker's tent instead of mine. That was the better idea. So I'm going to recommend, if you have a bear canister like that with no odor-proof bag, at least stick it away from camp, as I've done here. So at least at this point, if they do come, they're not going to be right next to my tent. Let's keep moving. All right, so we're here sitting around the campfire. You got Mike P, you got Senior Hiker 77, and of course Metro, myself. So it's been a great day, very relaxing. Not a lot of intense hiking whatsoever. It's been a very casual day, making lots of videos. We actually did our first YouTube live video. Lots of events here happening on the Pine Mountain Trail. Unfortunately, it does look like the rain is going to be moving in, so it's 100% chance of rain. So probably in the next video or next saying or whatever I'm posting within this video, probably going to be a lot of rain outside. Who knows though, things can always change. Hoping for drier weather, but I'm expecting a heavy rainstorm in the morning. Let's keep moving.
Well, as you can see or hear, it is raining like crazy. We saw the weather forecast, had no idea what we were in for, but there was a substantial thunderstorm. Came in around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. It's now 6:48, so it's been going for quite a number of hours, and as you can hear, the rain is just coming down. It's not supposed to stop, probably for another 3 hours. Luckily, the campsite I picked out, it does not have any pools of water or anything like that, but it is. Alright, so it is raining big time, so let's go ahead and check out what we got here. Look at that. What a pro. Bacon and eggs. Come on, Senior Hiker. You ain't letting no rain hold him back.
No, it is so overnighter you can do this.
In addition to honey bun, I'm going to have some mushroom risotto today. I'm good to go. Get a little warm food in my body. I don't know if you can see. It looks like the screen's a little wet, but either way the water is boiling. Let's get to eat. We got some coffee here. This is Boundary Waters Blend. This came from Garage Grown Gear. Some gourmet coffee out in the rain. Let's try it out. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see us or not, but we're having our morning coffee here in the rain. Senior Hiker just had a gourmet breakfast of bacon and eggs in the rain. That should actually be a video right there. Nothing's slowing this guy down. But as you can see, the rain, it's not gonna stop for the next 3 hours or so. So we're kind of stuck here until it lightens up a little bit, and then we'll make our way down the treacherous 1 mile path back to
Yeah.
So the good part about pitch and park, as Senior Hiker put it, is that you don't have to go too far, especially when the rain pops up on you. Either way, it's a beautiful day. Let's keep moving.
All right, so we are packed up, heading out. The rain has finally stopped. Right in time for me to put this poncho on. So I've got the...
After I went to the woods and did my business, it stopped.
Yeah.
Right after that.
So that's another funny incident that can happen. Obviously, the call of nature can happen in any given moment, and when it's raining, it's not necessarily the ideal time. But as soon as my friend here had answered the call, the rain stopped immediately afterwards. So I think I see a future video on the call of the nature during a rainstorm. What do you do? Let's keep moving. So that's gonna be heading towards mile marker 23. We're taking a left here to No Name parking lot. The water is just everywhere. My shoes, I left them outside the vestibule, so I got one wet foot, one dry foot.
Shout out to Old Crow, since he loves Old Crow so much. Not even a senior citizen yet.
Old Crow Hiking Show.
At least not in my family.
All right, so we're here at the No Name parking lot. We have made it to the summit. Awesome. All right, so we're at the trailhead at the No Name parking lot. We got Mike P, senior hiker, and obviously myself, Metro, on the move. It's been a great time out here, even though despite the rain, we had a good time. So if you found any value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and send me your comments as I do respond. As always, thanks for watching, but until next time, let's keep moving.